Hi, it's Doug Blake from Coludis. In last week's post, we were talking about the importance of testing your floors for moisture and seeing if you have elevated moisture levels that are going to affect the bond on your floor. Today, I'd like to further that discussion a little more and talk about an often overlooked but very important proactive thing you can do. If you do have high moisture, you should really consider doing some core samples of the concrete, because the fact is moisture as a standalone thing may or may not cause failures in your floors if you have issues. However, moisture in combination with contaminants in the slab or high salt content in the slab, high metasilicates, are really the combination of those things, the things that cause floors to fail. So this can be an expensive proposition, but certainly much less expensive than having to shut your operations down and replace your floors after you've moved into the facility and are in full operation, or you have mold growing under your carpet, or those kinds of really damaging things. So doing cores involves sending them out to a lab and having the concrete itself analyzed. Again, so the combination of you've had the floors tested for moisture, you realize you have elevated levels, get some core samples done, and the combination of those send to the manufacturers, to your flooring installer, who will work in combination with the manufacturer to determine what type of system is going to be best, not only to deal with the moisture, but also what kind of contamination levels you may have in your slab. We've encountered on many occasions where there are elevated levels of salt contamination in the top so many millimeters of floor, 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch of the concrete. And in order to have any kind of system work, you may need to get very aggressive with concrete prep, which we're going to talk about in future posts, and take off whatever that contaminated level of concrete is. Sometimes the levels are so high that you're very limited in what you can put down and have a floor be successful. But again, taking core samples is the next proactive step you want to take before you put the floor in versus, gee, my floor's failing, what could be going on, which unfortunately happens too many times. And then you're looking at core samples and then finding out that there are other things at play besides just moisture. So really, our goal is just to be proactive and make it as successful as possible ahead of time, selecting the right floor system. So I look forward to any comments you have. Thanks.